I've been in the danger zone.
Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to the 8th ever Danger Zone podcast. I have returned, the AIDS of the year have dispersed, and that little twerp Wayne who filled in last week is back in his hole. He did a great job, apart from that bit where he said the Usos were going to win the tag titles at Mania, but anyway. I'm here with a one-man Southern Himp band.
Hello.
And the next voice that you're going to hear belongs to a certain minion named Ryan Palmer.
Yeah, thank you. Fucking minion, for fuck's sake.
You are a minion. You were host last week, but now you're a minion.
Yeah, it's gone to my head because I was hosted last week. I don't want to be a minion anymore. I'd rather be at least an underling, not a minion. But
We'll see. That's
yeah.
up for review.
Okay. Fucking master.
Go on, get on with it.
Alright, right. Yeah, so let's kick things off by talking about the old school Raw. Did we enjoy this show?
It's alright. I think,
You're channeling Carl Pilkington there, is he?
if it wasn't old school Raw, if it was just a normal Raw in a normal ring with a normal stage, it'd have been shit.
Yeah.
But I think the old school feel is the part that kept me interested more than the actual content, to be honest.
I don't think it felt like an old school Raw, really. I mean, it's a blue mats, a bit different. I mean, it weren't like the last one, which
No,
kind of
I agree.
the nostalgia was like straight in your face, but
The first one was definitely better than
yeah,
this one.
this one, yeah, I just thought it was a poor Raw, really. And we'll talk about it later, but I thought the Rock Cena promo was the only thing that I thought was worthwhile watching. So, yeah, quite disappointing. And I was quite uninspired with the returns as well. Wasn't anything to get
there wasn't
excited
anyone
about.
particularly, obviously apart from Taker, although that was expected, but
Yeah,
proper legends that return, they're the same ones every time, really.
yeah, just
They decided to advertise all the names in advance, didn't they? Which took the
Yeah.
shine off it a little bit. I think if it was a surprise, it might have felt a bit better. But
The only one that surprised me was Honky Tonk Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit about him, to be honest.
No,
'Cause it's
yeah.
a dick.
yeah. I thought the first hour of the show was absolutely appalling, just on general, really. I mean, there was so much I hated on this show. I mean, you had Shite back beat Cesaro again, another pointless Henry match, fucking Miz beat Ziggler, and the shitty use of Flair was embarrassing, I thought.
That's terrible,
Yeah.
the Flair and Miz business. It looks so forced.
Yeah,
It's like neither man is comfortable working with the other man.
yeah, I just hated it. I mean, Miz trying to strut and things, and just that he beat Ziggler, for God's sake. I mean, I think,
was
didn't you...
expecting Miz to win. I didn't
Yeah.
expect Ziggler to win because
No.
he seems to have the losing streak gimmick coming. I
Yeah,
think.
didn't you tweet last night, Himpy, that he's with the wrong man here?
well, yeah, if you look at the two together, he should be with Ziggler, shouldn't he?
Exactly, yeah, made no sense. So elsewhere we had Swagger beating up some legends, which was pointless. Honky Tonk Man's return with Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea against 3MB, which was, yeah, and the Fandango shit was just terrible. I mean, that pronouncing his name right gimmick is one of the worst things I've ever seen. He does
I'm amazed
not
that
look.
Jerry Lawler gets it right. I thought he'd call him Steve or something. But he got it spot on.
Yeah, it's just poor Johnny Curtis. He does not look comfortable with it, and it's just I don't.
Average anyway,
yeah.
Johnny Curtis.
Yeah, and then elsewhere we had Mr. Silence himself, Mr. Alberto Del Rio.
There's no reaction, was there?
Yeah,
There's
proving that he
literally-
shouldn't be world champion. It's
No.
just terrible. He's just no one cares anymore. I don't blame him, to be honest.
The good work that was done in the Big Show feud, I think, is completely past now, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
I still like him, and I'm still looking forward to seeing him a bit, but Ricardo Rodriguez is more over than him,
yeah.
which is
Definitely.
a major problem.
They need to pull the trigger on a change here because I mean Del Rio is not over one bit. I mean it's literally is silence when he comes out. I mean, and no one really cares. And then Swagger isn't exactly a heat magnet. They should pull the trigger on something, have Ziggler cash in, even if it weren't their plans. and then do a triple threat at something at least, and at least there'll be one guy that people are gonna be into. But
I think the match in itself will be good, but I think the crowd won't really care because the build is going to be inadequate.
But will it be that good though? I mean, it's going to be a Mania match that if they're lucky, like World Championship matches or World Heavyweight Championship matches at Mania get like 10 minutes. If unless they're going to be 16 seconds or whatever. I mean, Edge Del Rio was only like 10 minutes, I think. I mean, you're not going to get a great match out of that. I mean, it might be all right, but if it was on a pay-per-view, a different one to Mania, then it might have been, it might have 20 minutes to work with, and it could have been pretty good. But I don't see it. It's just going to be. It can't. I don't think he can even work as an opener because it's not gonna. People aren't going to be excited for it really, and I don't know. Just.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that's where Mania is lacking the Money in the Bank match, and it's never really recovered from not having the Money in the Bank match at Mania. I think that was the perfect opener most years because it's one of the sort of top 3 or 4 matches on the card that the crowd are looking forward to, and straight away it was bang, we're underway with Money in the Bank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But now we've got Swagger and Del Rio.
Yeah, not
good. We'll see. Yeah,
so I think we all weren't too impressed with the old school rule then.
It was all right. It was. I watched it in one sitting this week, which is quite an achievement. But it wasn't that great. It could not have happened, and no one would miss anything.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we could go straight to, apart from Undertaker, obviously, but apart from next week's Raw. If we go to next week's Raw, we could have seen that without having anything on this show. Yeah. Nothing was really advanced adequately, I don't think.
Yeah. It's just uneventful, weren't it? I mean, Triple H and Lesnar didn't really further much, but Lesnar weren't there, so that weren't helped. But yeah, it wasn't nothing special, was it?
No.
For a themed show, it just wasn't. I don't know. Didn't feel special.
Yeah, bit of a disappointment. Yeah. So let's talk about the Undertaker's return then. I'm sure it's a relief to all 3 of us that he came back. But what do you think of the way in which he did?
I thought it was different. I wasn't expecting him to open a show like that. I thought when he came out, I thought he'd do a little bit more than just stand there and put his arms up. But I suppose that's the mystery of it all. But I was expecting him to come back at the end of the show after Punk, won a match or something, and then dong, and then we end. But it was different.
Yeah. I suppose, but he just walked out a couple of steps. I mean, he didn't even get to the ring either times, which is just
doesn't want to risk injury.
Yeah, I mean, I understand not doing too much with him, but just to see him wander out and be on the stage, it's a bit of a disappointment, really. It's not exactly something to talk about. For an appearance.
Way that just because he stood there with his arms up and the WrestleMania logo came on the screen, there was instantly then a fatal 4-way to who faces him at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Like usually there's been lots of talk between Taker and opponents.
I do apologise if you just had an ice cream van on the Danger Zone podcast this week because I have one sitting right outside my window.
Oh dear.
Anyway, back to Undertaker, sorry, right?
Yeah. Well, that threw me. It's just I think like with Taker, Michaels, Taker, Triple H, there's always been like, why should I give you a title shot, that kind of thing, and now Taker's just leaving it up to Vicky Guerrero, who he's facing. This kind of, I don't know. I think there should have been some interaction to get like Punk, Goad, and Taker into getting the match. I just felt it was a bit weird that 4 people were fighting for a shot at Taker at Mania. Just, I don't know, seemed a bit weird.
I wasn't particularly against that. I think it's refreshing that Taker's going to have a match at Mania where it's got a reason to take place because someone won a match. It's a logical sort of reason for the match to happen. But with the Fatal 4-Way, the only part that bothered me, it was basically like if you came to the ring, you got a chance of facing him. It could have been anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you'd have gone down the ring, you'd have got a chance of being in the match. That's the way it looked anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I wish they'd have thrown some more interesting people in there as well, even though, it was always going to be Punk, but would have been a bit better.
The other 3 were so sort of uninspiring picks, weren't they? You got Randy Orton, he was never going to win it because he loses too often on TV cleanly.
Yeah.
He's got no right facing Taker. It's not going to be Big Show. That'd have been hilarious, by the way, if it was Big Show. That'd have been a massive 2 fingers to everyone on the internet.
I wish someone had said at some point, well, why should you have the title shot, Big Show? You couldn't beat him with Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Someone's been thinking this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Sheamus. Sheamus would have been my second pick out of the 4, to be honest. I think Sheamus and Taker could have had a pretty interesting match, but it was never going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad about that, but I don't know. Yes, other than Punk or Lesnar or Rock or Cena, well, that's just 4 quite good candidates that could have faced Taker, actually. Apart from them 4, there's no one who can realistically face him.
It was so obviously going to be Punk.
Yeah, but I don't even think Punk is in that bracket that should face him, because, it's so obvious he won't win. I think that's the whole
point of him actually facing him, though, to get him in that bracket.
Well, just the losses he's had recently, and maybe I'd have felt a bit differently if he'd have actually had the title still and beaten Rock or something. But I don't know. It's just I've obviously got nothing else for him, so you can have Taker kind of thing.
I think the WWE title would have added a lot more to this match. I think.
Yeah.
They don't want to give the title to Taker, but I don't think Rock Cena really needed the title to have an excuse to have a rematch. But streak versus title streak, it would have been a little bit more.
Well, I suppose you can look at both ways. That it would have added something to Punk Taker, definitely. But I suppose, if to just do the same match with Rock Cena without the title, it probably is a bit worse. That match probably needed a little bit more, especially considering it's the main event. But yeah, so. Do you think
it will? Do you think Punk Taker will go on last, or Rock Cena?
No, Rock Cena. I'll be shocked if it's anything else. Yeah.
I've got a feeling it's going to be Punk Taker.
No, I'm going to say Rock and Cena as well, definitely.
Yeah. Damn, I outnumbered again.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the actual match.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I passed out during it, kind of. It was, all right, but
it helped Punk to go over 3 faces. Not 3 faces, but 3 of the bigger names. He needs to restore a little bit of credibility going into Mania, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
After his recent losses, he could do with a few more big wins in the coming weeks.
He didn't exactly look particularly strong in it, though. He was running away and things like that, and he got in for the cheap win kind of thing. Like Orton who did he RKO? Sheamus, was it? Or Big Show? I forget, whatever. But
Sheamus it was, I think.
Yeah, and then he GTS's Orton, so yeah.
That seems to be that's the classic multi-man WWE finish, really. You can either win by someone getting thrown out and you nicking the pin, or everyone hitting a finisher and then you hitting the finisher on the last man.
Yeah,
exactly. That's,
Uninspired.
Predictable how it's going to end, I thought.
Yeah.
Just going back really quickly to the reason that the match is happening. Do you think maybe it is agreed pretty further ahead in time that maybe Punk got that in his new contract? A WrestleMania match with Taker?
I doubt it. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, it's just a thought.
Yeah. No, because he would have. What do you mean? That's recent. Something he's recently had put in, or?
Oh no, because he was going to leave, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Then they agreed a contract just before Money in the Bank for him to stay on, but maybe that was one of his demands.
Yeah.
Just what, not his demands, but that's what he wanted. It's just a thought out there.
Yeah. I would be surprised if it was, but I suppose strange if you don't know what he did demand. So maybe.
He wanted a bust, didn't he?
I think he would have. It would have been more likely he might have had something in his contract to be in more meaningful things.
Yeah.
Without specifically
that's
naming.
What I'm sort of hitting at.
Without specifically naming he wanted Taker kind of thing. But yeah, possibly. With the match itself, I'm not exactly brimming with excitement for it. I'm going to have a pretty hard time during the match suspending my disbelief that Punk will win, but maybe that will mean I'll enjoy it more when I see it, as I'm not expecting too much. So there's that, I guess. Also, I might have had the smallest of inkling that Punk could win, only if it looked like it might be Taker's last ever match, but obviously this won't be. So it kind of again makes it harder to believe that Punk is going to win.
I think every year you can't. I mean, last year, if I didn't expect Taker to lose, obviously, like most people, but if he didn't lose last year and you still enjoyed it like the way you did, and it's pretty obvious to me that he was going to win, but I did lose that feeling during the match. My disbelief was pretty up there when the pedigree and sweet music combo. It just happens at Mania. It will. I think you'll find yourself doing it even if you don't think Punk can win now. I think you will during the match.
We'll see.
I think it'll be a great match. I'm well up for it.
Yeah, I mean, when Punk hits a GTS on him, and even maybe 2, I don't think I'll be thinking, oh, he's going to pin him here. But that's my feeling at the moment. Maybe I'll feel different, but hopefully I'll feel different. But I'll be surprised if I do. I understand what you're saying. But, with Punk it's different. Even with Michaels or Triple H, like them hitting their finishes on him, sometimes I did doubt whether he'd kick out, but I don't think it'll be the same with Punk.
That's just the problem with the streak matches, isn't it? Do we ever really believe that he'll lose his streak?
Yeah. I
don't personally think he will, but if it did happen, it would be a massive surprise, obviously. But
yeah.
Whether Punk is the guy to do that, I don't really know.
Probably be.
I'm not sure he really needs to be the guy to do it, but
I think I'm opposite. I think that'd be a hell of a rub for Punk because he needs something now to kick him on again after losing the title. And if he did beat Taker, this is pointless. We're talking about it because it's not going to happen. But if he did beat Taker, he's one of the top guys ever. It's just how it works, I think.
I don't think it would ever happen. They'd ever let Punk do it if they were going to let anyone do it. I mean, because he's only going to be around probably for a couple of more years.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, it'd be, they'll probably, if anyone does it, they'll probably get Ryback to do it. So that's what we have to look forward to, probably. But or the Miz taps him out to a figure 4, and so yeah. Okay, well. Let's talk about the Rock and Cena verbal confrontation on Raw. Did we enjoy this?
I thought it was alright, again. Same as, it sums Raw up, I think, for me. I think it was alright, nothing special. And it was just average Rock Cena, exactly what I was expecting, to be honest.
I quite enjoyed the back and forth. I thought it was better than most of their interactions last year, to be honest, but just my personal interest is just lacking in seeing it again. I just don't want to see it,
Yeah.
I think that's quite a strong view for most people.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I actually thought this was a great segment, and
fair enough.
I thought Cena was excellent, really, really impressive. These type
smiled though, didn't he? Rock threatened to kick him in and tells him that he's full of crap, and then Cena just stands there smiling at him still.
Yeah, but you could tell that it did mean a lot to Cena when he was, talking here. I mean, he still seemed like he really cared, even though he was kind of, smiling a bit. But this was more thoughtful here, I thought.
The Rock was just laying into it, and he was just grinning, wasn't he?
I agree.
Just so irritating.
Yeah,
I think I can see where Ryan's coming from. But I did enjoy the promo in parts, and if I'm telling the truth, it's increased my sort of wanting to see the match just a smidgen.
Yeah,
but it was all right, but Cena just like Himpy said, grinning, it does my head in. He's been a professional wrestler for however many years now, probably 12, 13 years in total. He just still can't get when to grin and when not to grin.
No, I disagree in this instant. I mean, it was more. I took it more. He was being more humble with it. Even though Rock was laying into him, it was more well, he can say this to me because he's beat me at the last Mania. It was more like that. I felt. I mean, yeah, I agree. Like at times he does inappropriately smile in promos and things like that. But I thought here, because Rock and Cena are a little more buddy now, aren't they? I mean, it's not like it was when Rock kind of came in when he was like tearing him apart. Like even backstage, like now I'm sure they are, fairly friendly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so I think it worked for this. I mean, even these type of promos are when you see that Cena is actually good on the mic. I think the problem is he should be directed like this every week so that he would cut promos of this style and not be given free reign to say whatever he wants where, it is ridiculous and stuff like that. I mean, he made me laugh in this promo when he imitated Mike Tyson. I thought
there was no need for that. That's my side of the argument. There's no need for it. It's just he did a bad impression of Mike Tyson.
I thought that was quite a good impression.
Fine.
I thought that was quite funny. But there we go. I mean, but I think we're just unnecessarily having a go at Cena here. I mean, I'm not, by no stretch of the imagination, am I a Cena fan, but I mean, every guy will throw in like little things here and there. Rock does it. I mean, I'm sure Punk does stuff like this as well, who just put something weird in there, or it's not just Cena. I think,
No, I would absolutely agree with that. I'm not so much picking on Cena because I've said on the show before that I'm not a typical Cena hater. I can bear Cena, but this time it just wasn't needed for me.
Yeah, well, I think fine, have a go at Cena when you can, but I mean, here I thought he was excellent, and I thought Rock was not bad, he was good, but I thought Cena was, he talked more, but he did really steal this segment for me. So I thought he was very, very impressive. I wanted to talk about last week. I said that I thought that their rematch would only work if Cena turned heel during it. In this promo, he said a few things that could be taken as reasons for why a heel turn might happen. He said he told everyone beforehand, like his family and friends, how much he needed to win the match, but he failed and that The Rock did not know what that does to a man, that it makes you feel worthless. The moment sent my career into a tailspin. He could not get over his obsession that he failed. To me, this sounded very much like how Austin talked before he turned heel on Rock at Mania 17. I may be reading too much into this, but it had me interested.
Yeah.
I know where you're going there. I was going to say, once you finish today, you're thinking about the Mania 17 match, so...
Yeah.
I think it worked quite well, but...
I think it would be a brilliant moment. I think it completely would justify this rematch.
Oh, definitely. It'd be awesome if it happened, but it's not going to.
No, unfortunately not. I'll try and dream. I don't want to believe that they're just doing this so that Cena can win and win the title and be a babyface still, and it's all going to be a waste of time for everyone. I just don't want to believe that. I'm just hoping they've got something up their sleeve here.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah,
sadly. And I'm going to dread it.
I'm just,
I think you've learned, or I have anyway, over the years, too many times to expect disappointment.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to get. But just a quick point on The Rock. I know I'm slagging Cena off here, but that's by no means saying that I sort of dislike him any more than The Rock at the minute, to be honest. He's getting on my nerves, The Rock.
Yeah.
He's just... since he's come back in, 2 years now, however long it is, I've sort of been telling myself that, it's The Rock, go on. But it's not. I don't know. I just can't keep pretending that I love him anymore. He's getting on my nerves a bit.
Exactly the same. I mean, I've been trying to figure out exactly why I'm not very interested in him either at the moment, and I think I might have figured it out a little bit more. I was watching the documentary on his latest WWE DVD last night, and just seeing the clips of how he used to be and how his character was so amazing. Just the stuff he would say, how he'd just go at people. He was just, his character was so defined. It was there was no giving it. He would just slate people and stuff like that, and it was just amazing to watch. He was practically being a bully, but he kind of got away with it just for being so entertaining. And And people have said that his shtick is outdated and that he's just doing the same old thing, but that's not it at all.
No, that's not the problem.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's not returned as The Rock. He's come back as Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Because he's not The Rock like this at all. Now, that would be fine generally. He is a legend after all, so he should be able to get away with this. And I mean, but the problem is his match has not been good enough, for me to accept how he is at the moment. I mean, no, if he was having brilliant matches with Punk and Cena and things like that, I would not have a problem with him because he'd be, someone, a legend who we have all this goodwill for stored in the memory bank, so as it were, and and then he's still having good matches and we can still love him even though he's not quite the same. But yeah, he's not been doing it too well.
What do you reckon, Himpy? You love The Rock, don't you?
I do, but no, I quite agree actually. I think when he cut the promo in Miami saying he was going to come back and be the champion again, I thought, fucking hell, that's going to be amazing. But
yeah, same.
It's not lived up to expectations, has it?
No.
There's just something missing.
Yeah, completely lost his mystique. I mean, to start with, it'd be like, oh my god, The Rock's coming back. It'll show everyone how to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
But now he just kind of faded in with everyone.
When he came back and did the first promo, I thought it was amazing. I thought the first promo he did announcing that he was going to host WrestleMania 27, I thought, yeah, The Rock's back. But ever since then, it's gone downhill for me.
Yeah, I think.
But whether that was that time because we hadn't seen it for a long while, it's interesting looking back on why I felt like that, really.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then, in between their own matches on Raw, Ryback and Henry had a stare down, which you would imagine is going to lead to a Mania match between the two. Our thoughts?
Oh, God.
Yeah. At least it gets two shits out of the way at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Don't spoil any other matches.
Yeah.
Henry's entertaining, and I hope he smashes Ryback because the reaction is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Henry will be massively over as a face, I think, in New York or New Jersey. And Ryback will get booed out of the building.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see it because it will probably be the funniest thing I've ever seen. they will stink the place up, and hopefully Ryback will get booed out of the building. And like you said, it gets these two won't shitify anyone else's matches. They'll just fuck up their own one. And hopefully, because Ryback will obviously win, surely there'll be no way that he can pick up Henry. And I hope he tries.
That's the big spot they're going to go for, isn't it, I reckon?
Imagine if he fails at WrestleMania.
That'll be amazing. Oh, God. I'm smiling so much just thinking about it.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm hoping Vince is right. Fire him or something like that. But, that'll be amazing. Because if he had trouble, even if Tensai wasn't cooperating completely with him that time, he couldn't get him up. There's no way he'd ever get Henry on his shoulders.
He couldn't pick Paul Heyman up on a house show. So
yeah, I mean, it's
Henry
not just
be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, it's not just the weight. It's kind of the bulk of Henry. He's kind of pretty square. He's just nearly as tall. Horizontally as he is vertically. So yeah, it can't be.
Try and develop a new finisher before WrestleMania.
Yeah, that he can do the shove or something. I'm sure he could do that without making it look too shit. Also the WrestleMania card is starting to take a bit more shape now. Yeah. I think it looks like we might see the Shield versus Orton and Sheamus, and I'm going to say Big Show.
Yeah, I agree.
If you saw SmackDown last week, then
I didn't see SmackDown. I saw the recap on Raw though. So.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I think that's a logical way to, because we were talking about this, how it would, a team that to go against the Shield would, in any way look logical that they could win. And I think putting Big Show in there is quite a good way. Like they haven't come across the Giant, I think that's good thinking by them. And it should be all right. You got Orton, Sheamus there, and Shield will have a good match probably with anyone. But I'm happy with that. And it kind of gets. I'm glad Big Show isn't having a singles match.
Yeah, I would like to see Big Show just shoved in with Ryback and Henry.
Yeah.
And maybe Carly in there as well.
Yeah. Hopefully he won't even appear like Carly.
Did you see him on the stage for Mae Young's birthday and he just had a normal clothes on? It looked well funny.
Yeah, like everyone did. And then Ryback standing there in his shirt. It was like Ryback shirt, what a fucking twat. But, yeah.
Anyway, quick point on that. I think what we talked about ages ago, before the Chamber on here, you said Orton maybe turn in a match with a Shield at WrestleMania, I recall.
What you said that?
No, you said it, I think.
I didn't think he'd turn.
At WrestleMania against the Shield.
Oh, yeah.
You did call that, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure if
I
it will
think
happen.
that's a perfect opportunity, and it's a way to let the Shield win.
Yeah,
if he just RKO's, Sheamus or Big Show out of anywhere, or out of nowhere, as Michael Cole says, it's a way to let the Shield win without harming the other two, and it's a way to turn Orton heel without necessarily lumping him on with the Shield.
Yeah. I'd go against myself there. I don't think it will happen now. I think...
Picked you up then for nothing. Right?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just think, we won't see that. I don't know if they're going to turn him now, to be honest. And if they do, I think it might be after Mania. If
your Cena plan comes off, he definitely won't turn.
No.
But I think in the next year, one of Ryback, Orton or Cena will turn. They've got to, really, because there's no heels for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right, I think that's about it for Raw this week. We've covered the main points. It's now time for our new item, Himpy Does the News. Himpy does some news. Himpy does some news. Himpy does some news. It's time to hear from Himpy.
Wow. Right.
Did you like that jingle?
Well, I would firstly like to apologise to our listeners for any distress that jingle may have caused. It's caused me a lot of distress. But yeah, on to a little bit of news. First up, some news on Rey Mysterio. His troubles with knee injuries look set to continue. He's posted on his Twitter account that he has a possible torn ACL. He suffered that before. Of course, he was written off television on Raw a month ago, and he was scheduled to see the doctor yesterday, but he hasn't posted an update, so we're yet to hear about that. But if he has indeed suffered a torn ACL, I shouldn't think we'll be seeing him for a long while, if again.
He's proper fucked.
He is. His knees are ruined.
Yeah, poor guy.
Absolutely. The June pay-per-view event finally has a name. It's been nameless for quite some time. It's going to be called Payback. Yeah.
On, I think you should do your Ryback joke.
Oh, is this my joke which says Ryback's cousin is set to debut at this show?
Yeah, you got it. Spot on.
And finally, word has already started filtering through about potential venues for WrestleMania 31 and 32 in 2015 and 16. 5 cities are said to have received letters from WWE requesting proposals to host either one of the shows or both. And the cities are Orlando, Miami, Tampa, a lot of Florida there, Atlanta, and Detroit, Michigan. So I think it's probably safe to assume that Florida could have another WrestleMania in the next few years.
Yeah, it's looking that way. They're gonna. I think I've read something somewhere a little while ago that it's going to be every 4 years, one in Florida, because it's the one that people from around the world can access the most easily, or something.
Yeah, I suppose
the most attractive one for outsiders.
Good business decision, I guess. Not for me though, because I die in the sun.
I hope it's Orlando or Tampa, personally.
I'd rather it was in...
It'd be the two that I'd be most likely to attend.
I'd rather it was in the North Pole, to be honest.
Right, a couple of small little items to end with. A couple of new WWE accounts on Twitter you may want to follow. Vince McMahon has joined Twitter. You can find him at Vince McMahon. And Ryan...
Has he really?
Yeah.
He has, yeah.
Oh, breaking news to me.
There you go. And Ryan, you will be delighted to hear this. Zeb Coulter has joined Twitter. And you can find him at WWE Zeb.
Adolf Hitler is.
Oh dear. I might set up a Mexican Twitter account and just, give him abuse.
I thought you might like that one.
Yeah, that's great. The Vince one's amazing though.
I mean, can't be him. I'm sorry. He's not sitting there on his phone typing out, "Oh, look at me, I'm at the gym."
Nah. I bet someone will do it for him, I reckon.
Yeah, Stephanie and Triple H are joined, so...
Yeah.
And I saw Bruno Sammartino as this week as well.
Yeah.
The only 2 accounts he's following are Jim Ross and TNA Wrestling.
No, he's got a few more. I think he's following, who he thinks is John Cena, but it's not really John Cena.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just some fan who's put John Cena or something like that. I don't know. But it's not his verified account. I mean, unless he loves John Cena and it's just like following anyone with John Cena in their Twitter handle. But yeah, the Vince one better be like Cranky Vince on Twitter.
That'd be amazing.
I've got a throbbing erection and I'm just about to fuck, I don't know, Trish Stratus. Something like that. But,
fuck you all.
Yeah.
Himpy's done the news. Himpy's done the news. Himpy's done the news. It's time to say bye-bye to Himpy.
Right, on that note, I can't think of a better time to end the podcast, to be honest. Are we done, boys?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, certainly.
Right. It's at this point where I bring you some exciting news. We are available on iTunes. If you open the store and search for the Danger Zone podcast, you'll find this latest episode and all our other episodes available for download. We need you to subscribe so you'll get all the episodes automatically. And we want to knock Colt Cabana right off his perch eventually. And you can leave us some nice reviews. That'd be great, because then, you know, people will see that we're brilliant in that. So
Yeah.
You can leave some horrible ones, but we do know where you live. So it's up to you. The decision is yours. You can follow us on Twitter at DZ Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube by searching for the Danger Zone Podcast. You can get in touch with us through any of the above media platforms. I'm going to stop talking now because this is already the longest outro in history. So until next week, you've been in the Danger Zone.
I've been in the danger zone.
Right, I think that'll do us just about for Raw this week. We covered the main points.
Sorry, can you do that again? I had to click, sorry.
It's alright. Hang on, I'm going to have a drink. Ready?
I'm putting that at the end of the thing.
Put what at the end of the thing?
You go blah, 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 blah.